I'm out here with Mike Phillips, CEO of Sense at DISTRIBUTECH, hanging out on the floor. Mike, I know you guys have got some big announcements this week, but before we get into it, if you're not familiar with Sense and you're watching this on YouTube or on Factor This, can you give us the 101? What does your company do, and why are you such a crucial part of the energy transition we're operating in right now?
Yeah, so we are software running in the latest generations of smart meters. We've been working with a number of meter partners to bring, first of all, a consumer-facing app to market. I don't know if you've seen this before. It's a live, real-time view of my house right now. You can see, like, right now, the aquarium heater is running is 142 watts. And this is live. If you turn on something in your house, a little bubble pops up. And we do that by having software and meters that are measuring really high resolution data and using the signatures of power to figure out what's going on and off in the home. We're also now using the same to see the grid from the edge from the meter out. We can look and see what the grid's doing in real time from the edge.
You guys have some big announcements this week. I threw a softball a second ago. I'll let you take a swing at it now. What's some of the big news that Sense is sharing?
Yeah, so the really big news is we're continuing to work to up the sampling rates, the data rates. We're now announced a couple partnerships now. We're measuring power at 1 million times a second. So really dramatic increases in the amount of data we're able to process.
And right now, just how crucial is it to have all this data as we approach this time of unprecedented load growth and we're adding more and more renewables and batteries into the system?
Well, you know the story with AI. More and more data is what drives these models. We're using these high resolution data for the consumer experience and also for this grid visibility, for figuring out the load at the edge, knowing where there's faults and failures in the grid, even things related to fire risk, is all driven by more and more data. Okay, here we are in the Census booth. I'm going to show you their latest meter that has 1 megahertz processing in it. And to be clear, we are software running in these meters, so we're super happy to have meters that have these really high resolution data that we can use with our software. So this display up here, you can see this is actually a real-time spectral display. So the meter itself is processing all the time, 1 million times a second, doing this spectral analysis. So you can see frequencies all the way up to 500,000 hertz. And well, why does that matter? I'm going to turn on this little LED light bulb here. And you can see there's this very distinct pattern of the light turning on, the spectral characteristics of the power supply and the light. It's like a little 5-watt light that we wouldn't be able to see very well just from the power signatures. But you get this high frequency noise, you see it. We also use this for detecting things like arcing. Like when there's a sparking that's happening in a breaker or in a meter socket, it shows up really clearly in this. And the last thing I want to show you, this is sampling at 1 megahertz. This is what we've been getting in existing meters. A lot of data, but not nearly what you see when you get to these really high resolutions.